Good morning, Clemco. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Todd, speak up. Hey, good morning. It's time for our Friday 2-second lean. I'm Tom Allwine, and this is Aaron Wimmer. And this week in the news. Okay, now, I was playing David Bowie, China Girl, tied to the coronavirus, okay? All right, now, and then this is where my mind works. Today is also Memorial Day for the Alamo with James Bowie, so just follow me on that, okay? So to stop getting the coronavirus, there's alternatives to the handshake. We've got the elbow bump. If y'all want to practice it, go right ahead. We got the smile. We got the wave. We got the peace sign. This over to the right, for us surfers in Hawaii, that's shaka. So I don't know why that's up there. And of course, live long and prosper. Okay, we've got some work anniversaries today, and the thing I noticed right off the bat was they were all hired on March the 1st. So we got Bev Elfman with 13 years. Hi, Bev, way in the back. Steve Becky with 13 years. Brian Garber with 7 years. Can you see Brian hiding over there? And Denise McCord, for 27 years with Glenn's Contractors. Okay, we've got some new team members. We've got Sharon Gott in Component Assembly. Serena Williams, Component Assembly. I hope I get this right. James Chapius in Metal Fab. And I would like Mike Mossman to come up here and introduce Mark Warren, our new Chief Financial Officer.
Well, as most of you know, I've been trying to retire for a while. About a year ago, we started a search for a new CFO, and after countless hours of searches, interviews, we found the right guy. Is that better? Okay. So I'd like to introduce Mark Warren. I think he's here somewhere. Oh, there he is. He hides better than John. So Mark is a Missouri native. He was originally from the Jeff City area. He's a Mizzou graduate. His wife is from Marthasville, so she grew up in the Washington area. Mark worked in Pennsylvania and Maryland, I believe, for a while. And a few years ago, several years ago, moved back to the St. Louis area. So still lives there with the wife and 2 kids, both in grade school. So you'd like to say a few words, Mark?
Thanks, Mike. Look forward to getting to know everybody on the shop floor and the office. I've done my best in the first week I've been here to introduce myself, and if I haven't got around to do that yet, please come find me, or if you see me, grab me, introduce yourself to me, help me get to know names. I will admit I am terrible at not remembering names. It takes me 2, 3, 4, 5 times, but I'll get there. As Mike said, by the way, thank you, Mike, for that polite and nice introduction. I got some big shoes to fill, replacing a guy who's been in the business as long as Mike has, and is around as long as he's been here. Will be a challenge, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to working with my team and with the people out here. I am from Jefferson City, Missouri native. My wife's native name is Meyer, so if you know any Meyers, they're probably related to my wife. except for the Meyer that's in this office, Deb, not related to me. But, and I found that out yesterday. I was like, you have to be related to my wife because you're a Meyer. And she's like, no, not. But I do know I'm working with Luann. I'm going to be on the assembly line 910 for a week. I'm not exactly sure when that's going to happen. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks. So when I'm out here on the floor, I'm hoping to get the opportunity to introduce myself to all you fine gentlemen and ladies out here. So if you see me and it doesn't look like I know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing. So please help me. And look, I'm thrilled to be here at Clemco. I think it's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of good opportunities to work on. And I want to thank everybody in this company for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Mark. Welcome aboard. Okay, so we still have sign-ups for the primary care physicians meet and greet sometime in the future. Human Resources office window is where you can sign that up. Training classes, welding metallurgy, April 1st to the 3rd or April 15th to the 17th at Clemco. Excel, second quarter 2020 after the basic computer skills is over. And of course, the basic computer skills is in progress. Aaron?
All right, let's go over our 8 ways, and I'm gonna have you guys help me this week. D is for defect. O. W.
Wave.
N.
Not using skills and human potential.
T.
Transportation.
I.
Inventory.
M.
Motion.
E.
Extra processing.
We've got 2 videos this week we're gonna go over.
Hey guys, this is Denise at Glenn's Contractors, and we want to talk today about a 2-second lean that we performed on our pockets. You see this pocket here? It has lots of stitching and just lots of hairy spots. It was not very pretty to look at cosmetically, and it was also a pain to inspect and trim. This is the inside pocket, and it has lots of stitching as well. We just felt like we were really overworking this pocket. So we want to show you what we did to this to make it look cleaner and simpler. So, back over here. On our inside pocket, we changed the way we made it. We no longer do this additional stitch here. We just folded the material over in our binding. So all you have to do is fold the binding over when you set that pocket. Going to create a much cleaner look there and get rid of that extra step. We also, in our previous pockets, we were setting our Velcro below our patch, which made you have to look at this, and that's ugly. We didn't like that. So what we started doing is, we've got our Velcro on our inside pocket, but we hid it under our patch. And so when you look at your new pocket, you're gonna see that this is the inside pocket stitching, but that little set of stitching there, it's hidden. It's under the patch right here. And it didn't change the outside pocket diameter or the measurements at all, but you can just see how it's a much cleaner look cosmetically for our customers to purchase. Just much cleaner here versus here. So that's our 2-second lean for our pockets. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Chuck from Glenn's Contractors, and this is our 2-second lean. With our old way of doing things, we used to have the 2-5-1-8-2 circles, Veltec circles that we would have to draw down the whole length of the table. With the crayon, we had to set up a line and draw the whole table full of circles. But we decided to use our talents on our downtime. We think from our 2-second lean is unutilized talent. And so we got with our pattern distributors and asked them if they could fix it to where we would have our patterns on paper, the length of our table, the width of the table, and lo and behold, they said, what? Yes, we can. That's what we like to hear at Glenn's Contractors. Yes, we can. And so now they came out with a brand new pattern that we can set up on the table. And it's got all our circles, nice and drawn out. It could be the whole length of the table. And so it's just a wonderful thing. Saves a lot of time and effort. And we can continue to draw on our pattern. Hey, that's Charles Robertson from Glenn Contract. That's my 2-second leave.
I want to go over our metrics this week. So no safety incidents. Our on time to promise, we're at 77% on our spares and components, nozzles, valves, hoses, things like that. Our on time to promise on our equipment was down a little bit. That's due to a scheduling snafu that we had. So that affected actually our sales as well. So those numbers will be corrected here in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So our bookings were down a little bit from our projection on our pots and safety equipment on the contractor side, and also on the industrial side for bookings and shipments. Let's go through our core values, and if you guys can help me through those again. Let's start with the core values.
Strong desire to help others. Humble.
And our aspirational values.
Courage. Always learning and improving. One Glencoe.
So we've got some 2-second lean training coming up that Jared's going to lead for us. So this training will be available in March on Tuesday and Thursday. So those are the times. We've got sign-up sheets in the lunchroom bulletin board and outside the 8:30 office bulletin board. There's plenty of space available, so anybody that wants to join in those meetings, feel free to. I wanted to talk a little bit about the new metering valve. We've been installing some of our prototypes out there to get testing. And for some of you that don't know, we have 2 types of blast machines. We've got a pressure release and a pressure hold blast machine. So they both have their benefits and downsides to those machines. Our pressure release is really a less maintenance type system, where your biggest wear items are your outlet valve, because media gets into that outlet valve. But it does depressurize that machine, use a lot of energy, and it's slower to start when the operators are blasting. Our pressure hold systems are much quicker, but the wear item on that system is the metering valve, and it's an expensive item to replace. So we've set a goal to provide the best metering valve on the market. And we've got a really good metering valve that we've tested, and we're getting it out in the field. So these are just a couple test sites that we've got the valve out to. Nathan and I traveled to the Northeast last week and installed these valves. So the first one here is Alstom Transportation. So we got that valve out there. They're really having a trouble wearing out outlet valves, so that's why we put that valve in there to see if we can correct that problem for them. The second test site was Hitchner. You guys are probably pretty aware of that customer. So they were wearing out our metering valve as well, and they actually switched over to a competitor's valve. So we got a valve out there. They're very excited about it, so hopefully they've got about 35 machines, so hopefully we can get our valve back on those machines. All right, I guess, Tom, it's your time.
So I got a little confused this week. I was downstairs in my refrigerator and I opened it up and I got kind of scared. There was a bunch of Corona bottles in there and I said, oh my God, we got Corona here in Missouri and we got to get rid of it. Luckily, my neighbor came over and helped me get rid of those Corona bottles. But let's talk about this coronavirus for a minute. There's no coronavirus in Missouri yet. All right, there's a couple cases in Illinois, up in Chicago. They don't know how fatal coronavirus is. They imagine it's somewhere between 1.1 and 3.3% of the population who get the coronavirus die. And most of those people are just like the flu virus, are either the very young or the very old and infirmed. 80% of the coronaviruses, people who get it, get a mild case of the coronavirus. However, the coronavirus is much more contagious than the flu virus is, so it spreads much quicker. What you have to be aware of, and what I see in our plan a lot, is we don't practice really good hygiene, and we need to improve our hygiene practices. We have to stop at the sink and we have to wash our hands. We have to wash our hands for about 20 or 30 seconds. And of course you all know that's 2 happy birthdays in a row. You sing it in your head and go over and over again. If you sing it out loud, people begin to wonder about you, so kind of do it quietly in your head. But scrub your hands with soap and water. That is the best way to disinfect your hands. When you leave the bathrooms, use a paper towel on that handle. That handle is dirtier than your toilet seat. So you want to make sure that you grab your handle. You get viruses everywhere you go, from the gas pump to the handle at the convenience store, to that handle to the pizza oven that you open up to get your slice when you go home. It's everywhere. So, you know, get some hand disinfectant, put it in your car, and clean your hands often. Hand disinfectant is not as efficient as washing your hands with soap and water. So try to make it a habit that as often as you can throughout the day is clean your hands, keep your hands away from your mouth, don't scratch your eyes, don't pick your nose. All right, that's how you get the virus, all right? But we don't have any here in Missouri yet. No need to run home and hide in your room yet. But we do have a couple cases in Chicago, okay? Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. I didn't realize you knew that much about washing your hands. All right, anybody have anything to be grateful for this week?
You know, I'm actually grateful for what Tom said, because he could have came up here and been like, you know, Chicken Little and the sky is falling. That was very good advice. Kept it level. Just on the 2-second lean training that I'm offering and I'm leading, if you haven't gone through that training, you're new and you really don't understand what 2-second lean is, or it's been a long time and you would like to be refreshed or re-energized, I really encourage you to sign up. It'll be fun, it'll be interactive, you get to hang out with me, and you know, I mean, come on, that is awesome. But it also shows why 2-second lean is important to our organization. This isn't just some bolt-on thing we brought in and said, hey, let's do some stuff. I'm going to show why it's important to our culture, how it aligns with our values, our core and aspirational values, and how it aligns with our purpose. So again, sign up on the wall over there in the 8:30 office, and also in the lunchroom. Everyone's invited. You don't have to be a carpet dweller or a manufacturing person. Everyone's welcome to attend. So, thank you.
Thanks, Jared. Anybody else? All right, everybody have a good weekend.